This video is for educational purposes and is not medical advice.
There's a good chance the heart-healthy swap sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now is quietly canceling out your blood pressure pill. Not junk food, the stuff people buy because they think it's the safe choice. If you take Amlodipine or Losartan, the next few minutes could save you a scary trip to the ER, so stick with me, because number one surprises almost everyone. If you've been prescribed Amlodipine or Losartan, you're in very good company. These are two of the most commonly prescribed blood pressure medications in the country. But here's what a lot of people never get told at the pharmacy counter. These two drugs are completely different machines under the hood, and that means the foods that trip them up are different too. Amlodipine belongs to a family called calcium channel blockers. Think of it as relaxing and widening your blood vessels so blood flows with less pressure. Losartan is what's called an ARB. It blocks a hormone signal that normally tells your vessels to tighten and your body to hold on to salt and water. Same goal, two totally different roads to get there. So instead of throwing a random list of scary foods at you, I'm going to walk you through this the way a good pharmacist would, by what actually matters for each drug. Let's go. Number 1, and this is the one that catches people off guard, the salt substitute in your cabinet. Here's the trap. Someone gets diagnosed with high blood pressure, they want to do the right thing, so they toss out the regular table salt and grab one of those salt-free or light salt shakers. Sounds smart, right? Except most of those products don't remove the salt. They swap the sodium for potassium. And if you're on Losartan, that's a problem. Losartan already nudges your body to hold on to more potassium. Pile a potassium-based salt substitute on top of that, and your blood potassium can climb into a dangerous zone, a condition called hyperkalemia. In plain terms, too much potassium can mess with your heart rhythm, and in serious cases, that's an emergency. So if you take Losartan, flip over that salt substitute and read the ingredients. If it says potassium chloride, that's your cue to talk to your pharmacist before you keep using it. Now here's the nuance. Most videos get flat wrong, and it matters, so listen closely. This is not me telling you to throw out your bananas. For most people with healthy kidneys, eating normal potassium-rich foods like a banana, a potato, or a bowl of spinach is generally fine on Losartan. Studies have actually shown that everyday high-potassium foods didn't push potassium into the danger zone in people with normal kidney function. The real culprits are the concentrated sources, potassium supplements and those salt substitutes, where you're getting a big dose without realizing it. The exception is if you have kidney disease or diabetes, then even food potassium needs a conversation with your doctor. So don't fear the banana. Fear the shaker you thought was helping you. Number 2, grapefruit. But not for the reason you've heard. You've probably seen grapefruit on every one of these lists, usually with a big red X. Let me give you the honest version. Grapefruit contains compounds that block a specific enzyme in your gut that's responsible for breaking down certain medications. When that enzyme is blocked, more of the drug ends up in your bloodstream than intended. Here's the part almost nobody tells you. This effect is a big deal for some calcium channel blockers, like phalodipine and nifedipine, but for amlodipine specifically, the interaction is surprisingly weak. Pharmacology research has repeatedly found that grapefruit causes only small, often insignificant changes in how amlodipine behaves, because amlodipine is built differently and simply isn't as vulnerable to that enzyme trick. So if you occasionally enjoy half a grapefruit with breakfast and you're on amlodipine, the sky is probably not falling. But, and this is why I still list it, many official guidelines play it safe and say to avoid or limit grapefruit anyway, because people vary, doses vary, and some folks are more sensitive than others. So my honest take, you don't need to panic, but you do need to have this conversation with your pharmacist rather than guessing. Precision beats fear. Number 3, black licorice, the sneaky one. This one has nothing to do with either drug directly, and everything to do with sabotaging the whole point of taking them. Real black licorice, the traditional kind made from licorice root, not the artificially flavored candy, contains a compound called glycyrrhizin. And glycyrrhizin does something sneaky. It makes your body hold on to sodium and dump potassium, which pushes your blood pressure up. We're not talking about theory here. There are documented cases of people landing in the hospital, even the ICU, with dangerously high blood pressure traced back to a licorice habit. And research suggests you don't need a mountain of it. Even modest daily amounts can nudge blood pressure upward in sensitive people. So if you're taking medication specifically to lower your blood pressure, and you're also snacking on real licorice, you've got two forces working against each other. Check the label for licorice extract or glycyrrhizin. It hides in some teas and candies too. And if you're a regular consumer, mention it at your next appointment. Number 4. The hidden sodium in normal food. Everyone knows salt raises blood pressure. What people underestimate is where the salt actually is. It's usually not the salt shaker. It's the canned soups, the deli meats, the frozen dinners, the restaurant takeout, the packaged sauces. These foods can quietly deliver a full day's worth of sodium in a single meal. Why does this matter for your medication? Because both Amlodipine and Losartan are fighting to bring your pressure down, and a high-sodium diet is essentially standing behind them, shoving it back up. You can be perfectly faithful with your pills and still see stubborn numbers simply because your diet is undoing the work. The fix isn't misery, it's awareness. Start glancing at the sodium line on nutrition labels, cook a little more at home where you control it, and lean on herbs, garlic, lemon, and spices for flavor instead of reaching for salt. Small swaps, real results. Number 5, alcohol. Yes, technically a drink, but it belongs here because of how it interacts with both medications. Both Amlodipine and Losartan lower your blood pressure. Alcohol also lowers blood pressure in the short term. Stack them together and you can get an exaggerated drop, which shows up as dizziness, lightheadedness, or feeling faint, especially when you stand up. For older adults, that's not just uncomfortable. That's a fall risk, and a fall can be far more dangerous than the high blood pressure you're treating. This doesn't mean you can never have a drink again. It means know how your body reacts, don't overdo it, and be extra careful standing up after drinking. So let me leave you with a few things the average video skips. The practical part. First, timing helps. If your pharmacist okays it, spacing a food or drink hours apart from your dose can reduce some interactions. Second, stay hydrated. Dehydration, especially in hot weather, raises the risk of kidney trouble on these medications. Third, and this is the big one, your pharmacist is a free, underused resource. You don't need an appointment. You can literally walk up, name your medication, and ask, "Is there anything I eat or drink that I should know about?" 2 minutes, zero cost, and it's tailored to you, which no video, including this one, can do. The real takeaway isn't fear. It's that a handful of small, informed choices, reading a label, asking one question, not fearing the wrong foods, can help your medication do exactly what it's supposed to do. And if this cleared up even one thing you'd been unsure about, do me a favor, hit that like button so it reaches more people who are quietly worried about the same thing. And tell me down in the comments, which of these 5 surprised you the most? I read every comment. If you want more straight talk health explainers without the panic, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.